Have you ever had the perfect idea for an app but just don't know how to create it? Well, today you're in luck. I'm going to be showing you how to use Lovable and n8n to create your dream scenario in minutes. So, what is Lovable? No, it's not the latest AI dating app. It's a program like ChatGPT where you enter a prompt in, but instead of getting answers, you get a fully built, customizable app. Yes, in seconds, you get your own customizable app where you can change anything and everything once your app is created. Instead of spending hours or even days trying to create the perfect code for your app, you get results in seconds. Yes, I cannot wait to show you guys how to use this app. Now that we have a basic understanding of what Lovable does, how do we integrate n8n? So when we insert data into Lovable, we can use webhooks to transfer that information into n8n and use tools, including Gmail, Slack, QuickBooks, any tool that n8n has to offer, we can use to our advantage. Once the workflow has completed using that information, we can send the output back to Lovable to create our customized app using n8n. I know that might be a lot, but I'm trying to break this down as simply as I can. With that being said, let's go create our app. If you guys have never used Lovable, I'm going to show you how easy it is to create your own app. So I'm going to paste my prompt in here. I want to create an app called Wingman where you can ask it for advice for any situation. Anyone you're talking to, girlfriends, friends, family, coworkers, you don't know what to say in certain situations or interviews, anything, you have this Wingman app to guide you through a response. I also copy and pasted this picture into my Lovable description because I like the color scheme and the layout, and I want my app to sort of replicate this. So now that I got my prompt and my picture, let's see what it creates for me. As you can see here, Lovable has given us a little bit of output on the left. It still continues to load and create our app. While we wait, let's jump into n8n. We are now back in our beautiful n8n canvas. To begin, we need to add a first step. Essentially, what that's doing is adding a trigger to start our workflow. Let's grab our webhook. So essentially, what this trigger node is doing is it's waiting for something to get sent to this URL right here. So what we are going to do is we are going to go back into Lovable and say anything that's inputted into our app, please send to this URL. So we're taking the Lovable information and sending it to n8n. Let's go check out our app. Looks like it crafted my Wingman app. Wow. Exactly how I was envisioning it. Need the perfect words for a situation. Looks great. I made a slight formatting adjustment. Let's see what it did. It did exactly what I wanted it to do, bringing the main response page to the front. So let's test this thing out. And let's ask our coworker, won't stop telling me about his baseball card collection. How do I nicely tell him I'm not interested? It looks like the message came through like we requested, but I can't see the entire answer. So let's make another adjustment. Looks like it again adjusted my app accordingly. Let's test it out. Paste the same message, get advice, and it looks like it has given me an answer on how do I tell my coworker that I'm not into baseball when he tries to bring up his baseball card collection. Pretty cool. Now let's go back into n8n, grab our URL so we can take information from Lovable and transfer it back into n8n. Back into n8n, we can open up webhook and click test URL. We will copy this and change the HTTP method to post because we'll be sending Lovable data into n8n. So let's jump into Lovable. I have a request down here saying whenever I click get advice, send the data to this webhook as a post request. And let's send it. Awesome. It got our request. You can see our URL is right here. Now let's test this thing out and listen for a test event. Let's send in our new scenario. Let's try family, mother, and how do I break the news to my mom I'm failing English class without her getting angry? Get advice. And perfect. We have received the output in n8n. We have our prompt and we have the response. Now it's up to us to decide what we do with this information once we get it inside n8n. Now that our information from Lovable is in the webhook, let's add ourselves a friendly agent. We need to change source from prompt to define below. Scroll to the left and grab the prompt. Then let's define the prompt so the bot knows exactly what we're talking about. Now we need to add a system message. You can pause the video and copy mine or create your own. I wanted to add a little humor, so I put that at the end of mine. Before we test our agent, we need to add a chat model. I'm going to be using OpenAI, and you will need to connect your credentials. So create new credentials, navigate to Google, search OpenAI API key. If you do not have an account, you're going to need to sign in the top right, navigate down to this lock, OpenAI keys. We will create a new key, name, test, love, create secret key, and copy, paste, save, and you are green. I'll be using GPT-4o. And let's jump back into our agent and test the step. Output looks like it ran the input through the model and gave us an output. Perfect. Perfect. Now we have our friendly AI agent hooked up to the OpenAI model. We need to send this information back into Lovable. So simply search for respond to webhook and leave this as first incoming item, which is this, the output. Navigate back to the first webhook, choose respond, using respond to webhook node. This allows the information to flow through the workflow. Once it gets to here, it gets sent back to Lovable. Now we need to tell Lovable exactly what just happened. Send this. Looks like we got a response saying Lovable has updated our app. Essentially, what we are doing is telling Lovable what to do when the information from n8n comes back into Lovable. Let's test this thing out. Let's try dating and relationship, and how do I ask my crush out in a creative way, even though we only met once? Make sure we are testing our workflow and it's listening, and get advice. Jumping back into n8n, you can see we have all green check marks, and we have our output. Why not try the meme delivery method? So it looks like it gives us a nice way to ask our crush out on a date. Pretty cool. I'm sure you guys are wondering, what if I don't want to press test workflow every time I want to use this configuration? Navigate up here and turn this to active. Then open up webhook. Production URL, you want to copy this. Simply click it. Back into Lovable. I've created a request and send that. Looks like Lovable got our request. It's updated our new URL. Perfect. Back into n8n, you can tell we are active and I have not pressed test workflow. Let's try a new situation. Let's try to have our siblings stop arguing. There we go. Our answer has been generated. Go to executions, 1.56 seconds. Open up our AI agent, and we see the problem. My brother and sister are arguing. How do I make them stop? Using humor. And then here's our output. Perfect. Congratulations. You have now fully automated your Lovable and n8n workflow. Navigating back into Lovable, you can view it as if you were looking at your app on a phone. Obviously, you would have to fix a little bit of the formatting, but that's not an issue. Also, in the top right, when you are ready, you can publish your app. If you want to send this to a custom domain or wherever you want, you have the ability to do that. That's all I got for you guys today. As you can tell, the possibilities are endless in Lovable and n8n. Again, thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and we'll see you next time.